All right, well that's an oopsie on my part, but it's okay. But it's okay because my first time doing streamer. I've never done streamer to be fair. So uh I apologize for the yelling. No. But yeah, no, I will maintain what I have said for all of this time. USA are going out in the group stage, and you cannot change my mind about it. Like it just and like I don't want to believe that that's the case, right? I really don't. But you can't convince me, and the reason is because that's just how it looks. When you got Morris going in for Reina, and when you got Yedlin going in instead of Scally. Now, don't get me wrong, Yedlin didn't do all that bad, but I would still much rather have Scally instead of Yedlin because I know he's gonna progress the ball forward. He plays for Mönchengladbach, a Bundesliga center team. You know, they see something in him that clearly Greg doesn't, and Greg is not a good judge of talent. I'll be honest. Again, Morris played. You can't say much at that point. You know what I mean? Like it takes an extraordinary amount of like I'm gonna die on this hill in order to go okay. Hey, I'm gonna play Morris instead of Reina. No, no, I will die by my decision and say that that is purely a stupid decision. Okay, and not only that, but I think it's time I touch upon Pepe not going if Ferreira doing. And you know what's funny? I don't even care that Ferreira's not going. Ferreira went. Like I don't care that Ferreira is on the roster and Pepe isn't. The thing is, I genuinely think that instead of Morris, it should have been Ferreira instead of Ferreira in the 9 spots because he's not a 9. I prefer him anywhere along around the pitch except the 9. They should have been Pepe. So your top 3 striker option should have been Pepe, Sargent, and Haji Wright, and then your winger options could have been Pulisic, Ferreira, Tim Weah, and potentially Aronson. That's the good thing about Aronson is that he's genuinely a utility player. It's what he is. It's what he does. You know. So I will scream this until I am blue in the face. It is criminal that homeboy chose Morris over Reina, and I just can't forgive that because it's not as if like he's injured. It's not as if Reina's injured. You know what I mean? Uh, Reina's fine. That's what I'm hearing anyway. So don't really know what. I just I can't, bro. I can't deal with this. It's a stressful time to be an American fan, but what are you gonna do, right? But yeah, I'm just waiting for Luna to get here. Yeah, I don't expect anyone to see this to be fair, but like it's one of those things, right, where you just want to put your opinion out there, grow a community in the soccer world and stuff. Let me text her for a second. Did you get the invite? There we go. So yeah, I'm I'm very I'm very sad. Actually, I'm not. I'm kind of like I'm neutral because I expected this to happen. I expected us to have like a good World Cup opening, and then just completely shit the bed because of Bearhalter. I knew that he was gonna mess it up somehow, some way, right? Like there was only so many wrong decisions you can make in that situation where you're leading. Bringing Acosta on for Musa, I have no idea. Well, I mean, didn't Musa get injured? I think he got injured, but even then, right? You could just put Aronson in that area. Like even what Weston McCain didn't even look that fit. Fair enough, right? But then at that point, bring in Reyna. Oh, but apparently he's not good enough because Greg just doesn't rate him. I'm so disappointed, right? Because like I know that after this we're gonna get laughed at. Like America is gonna continue to get laughed at as a soccer nation. Nothing we could do about it because our coach just doesn't want to play the players that are giving us the best chance of going through. Again, I apologize for all the yelling. So yeah, not not ideal. Not an ideal start, but a pretty predictable start. And I'm not shocked. Like I said, I'm just completely not shocked by what's going on. It was taking forever, huh? That's okay. To be fair to all of us, right? Like I'm still getting used to this. So StreamYard. So, huh. So yeah, I'm trying not to have like any dead space. I do want to touch on Pepe. Like Pepe. Oh my god. Like at least like the bright side of this, right? Is that not that's not so bright, but at least like knowing this that like if dual nationals are watching this, they're like, oh wow, USA doesn't know how to treat the dual nationals. Well, neither does Mexico. Mexico isn't even calling up like the dual nationals. Julian Araujo should easily be Dest backup and Scully should be left back. Even though I don't think Scully is a left back, I think he can play there. Really, I think he's better than Yedlin and Moore, especially Moore. And honestly, oh right, there's another center back. It's Long, CCV, um, Zimmerman, and Ream. Two of those, the center back pairing. See, the thing is, I don't even know why you wouldn't go with the back three. Like even a back three would be way more beneficial to the US than a back two. And if you play a back two, you're limiting your options. If you play a back three, like Greg could still have his way and play with the back three. Like he could still have his way with the 3-1-4-2 easily. You lose wingers, sure, but then you turn Destin Robinson into wingbacks where, in fairness to him, right? Like you could have what you want. Like nothing changes. All it really changes is like the amount of center backs and the amount of attackers. You can still have your three in midfield, which could be Adams, Musa, and Reyna. Bruna is not going to happen. And if or Aronson even. So Adams, Musa, Aronson, Adams, Musa, McKinney. Um, you can even play Pulisic in the middle. Not his best game, but I don't know. There's just better ways to set up. And the worst part is like, and the worst part for me is that now the U.S. is completely predictable because it's not like Berhalter's Pep Guardiola, and I have a feeling he thinks he is. Fair enough. Well, not fair enough, but just what I mean. Where the hell is Loon? Technical difficulties, as you can see. Like, bro, come on, man, come on. I want to talk about Pepe already because they done did my boy dirty, like very dirty.
I'm here. I'm sorry.
Finally, bro. Shit.
I
Nah,
am
I'm messing.
sorry.
Nah, I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. But
All right.
all right, Peppy. This is personal. This is personal, and I will
To
have
you.
no. Nah, man. This should be personal to everybody. Like not just me, but like,
I mean,
oh, dude. If I'm Peppy, I'm fuming, and I know he is for sure. Like this man is lighting up the Eredivisie, and his reward is being omitted from the U.S. You know, a country he saved the hopes of the World Cup for with 2 goals and an assist.
yep. Can,
I
I mean, I
man,
can't take it very personally because if Pepe's not my favorite player, but if Aaron would have not made it, granted, I would have put Berhalter on blast.
not that it matters, right? Berhalter gets paid to make bad decisions. He
Oh
doesn't.
yeah,
He does not care what we think, and honestly, I don't blame him for not caring. Like this man, to him, he like he gets paid to go to a World Cup undeservingly, might I add. But no,
very.
Pepe, Pepe, I am. I will always be pissed off because, and you know what's messed up is that like I can't like okay, Farah, sure, right, but Farah's better than Jordan Morris, so you could just take Jordan Morris, put Farah on, and the three strikers should be Pepe, Sargent, and Haji Wright. Like I don't mind
Mm-hmm.
that. That's just okay, right? But what is
Right.
Morris doing? What is Roldan doing on the squad, bro? Like, we haven't even touched Roldan. I mean, I might have, but you took forever to get here, so I might have touched it. I just don't remember. But dude, Roldan. Instead of Tillman, you brought Roldan. Oh
It's
my god.
Berhalter. Literally, I was expecting a lot of people that you don't like to go to the World Cup because it's Berhalter.
What
But
the
thankfully, not all of them. But
but the thing is, right? The thing is, right? It's so obvious that Roldan isn't good. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
but
it's
it's
so
Berhalter.
But he hadn't been included. He hasn't even gotten playing time since like World Cup qualifying. So there would be
Hmm.
no reason to suspect that Roldan was ever going to go to the World Cup. Just like legit. Like yeah, sure we knew it was a possibility, but just like Pepe being omitted from the squad, I would have never guessed that Roldan was going to be on the squad because it's so obvious that he doesn't belong there. And if he's just for eyes and vibes, put him on the team staff. Don't put him on the roster where he's not going to play.
Yeah, like I feel like if you don't do what Berhalter says, there's a good chance you are not gonna make it into the World Cup. Because he's always like, he only likes his pets. Let's be
I
real,
mean,
that he only likes his teacher's pets.
there's a reason why Matthew Hoppy and there's a reason why Matthew Hoppy and John Brooks aren't here because apparently he has issues with them.
Exactly. I, as a coach,
My,
would not take it personal.
I like
Like,
Matthew Hoppy, but like I'm not stupid. I know that he wasn't gonna make it. Do I wish he made it? Sure. I honestly think he deserves it more than Roldan does. But I think Tillman should have made it. And if you were gonna bring a useless player that was never gonna play, right? And I don't mean useless in the sense that I think he's useless. Just bring Aronson's brother into the mix then. You know what I mean? If he's just gonna be there.
yeah, be there to be there. Like, I feel like as a coach, you should take criticism with a grain of salt. You know,
Not with a grain of
they
salt,
do.
just take criticism.
Yeah, well, like it might hurt, but do better, make changes. If you're getting critiqued a lot, I would love for my like if I had a team, right? If I was the head coach team, give me all the criticism. I want to know what I can do better. I want to know what the players think of me. What is there something that they're seeing that I'm doing that they don't like? Let me know. Like I'm not gonna be offended. I don't know why the hell he gets offended so easily.
Well,
It's
because
like,
there's no threat of him losing his job. That's the reality of it. You know what I mean? Like,
mm,
let's not forget how we got the job. He got the job because of his brother being in the federation. We like I don't know how true this is, but no, I know how true that is. But I don't know how true it is that Julian Lopetegui the former Real Madrid and current, I think, I want to say Sevilla. No. Current Wolves coach, Wolverhampton Wanderers. Which, by the way, I think Wolves are going to get relegated from the Premier League. But
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know. No Americans there, so I don't really care, right? But I we were better off with Dave Sarachan. You know, don't get me wrong. Dave Sarachan is not a good tactician, just like Greg is, but at least his selections made sense. Selecting Kellen Acosta back then when he was an up and coming 20-year-old, 21-year-old player for Colorado, no, not Colorado, FC Dallas, that made more sense. But it made sense back then. He's the one that brought Weston McKennie in. Weston McKennie made his debut under Dave Sarachan, and he scored on Portugal. Granted, it was Portugal's B team, but still Portugal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's something. It's still something.
Ethan Horvath. I don't know if he made his debut, but that was the first time I'd ever seen Ethan Horvath in a U.S. jersey. Tyler Adams also got his debut, but Kellen Acosta, I think, got his debut under Dave Sarachan. I don't remember exactly. I just remember Dave Sarachan called in a bunch of young players, Anthony Robinson being one of them, and just called it and just he drew against the eventual champions of the World Cup, France, held up to a 1-1 draw. Yeah, sure, it was just a friendly, but pretty impressive if
It's
you ask me.
France. Yeah, and it's France.
And they had Kylian Mbappe. They only scored one. I just like apparently Tab Ramos was in the mix, and I really wish we got Tab Ramos. Tab Ramos, man, would have kept all the dual nationals. No dual, we would have lost like one or two, but none of the big ones. Well, I say big ones, but we haven't lost the big one just yet. I think David Ochoa was seen as a big one, but David Ochoa is a free agent right now. What a fall from grace that David Ochoa's had. Like genuinely a good talent when he was coming up. Like he looked like a top star, like not a top star, but like he looked like a competent keeper back in the U20s, right? But
Right.
I'm so sad. I'm so sad for David Ochoa. Even if he declared for Mexico, I don't want to see someone lose a career in soccer. Like that's just depressing. You hate to see it.
Yeah, it's
But
heartbreaking.
and I don't think Jesse Marsh is gonna take over. I don't think he's gonna leave Leeds to. I mean, he might, but I don't know. I think he's having a good time in Leeds, depending he doesn't
Yeah.
get relegated. But even then, like, there's no guarantee that Bearhalter's out is out. Even if we exit the group stage, which is what I think is gonna happen, and I will hold true to that.
Mm-hmm.
Like don't get me wrong. I think we will beat England, not England. I think we will beat Iran, but I don't know if it's gonna be the slaughter that we think it's gonna be. They are a country in crisis, though. I'm not gonna lie. Like, just even outside of soccer, like they're.
Yeah. Did you see the protest that they made?
I have no idea. Like, I don't
No.
keep.
So basically, during the beginning of the game, you know how they play the national anthem and you see the players sing it.
Yeah.
None of the players from Iran sang the national anthem.
I don't. Well,
That
do you
was
know
their
what's
way of protesting.
right?
What happened?
They're protesting their government, right? From what I understand.
Yeah, it's like super chaotic over there. It's really sad. It's really sad. There's no day where it's like there's no war. Everything's destroyed. No one's doing anything. So yeah, it's really sad to see.
Like, man, I'm not gonna touch on that. I don't know anything about politics. I don't know anything about like, especially Iranian politics or Iranian politics to know anything about it. So I'm not gonna comment on that. What I will say though is that like we should beat Iran or Iran. I don't want to offend nobody. We should beat Iran.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that we should have also beat Wales. That's the
Oh yeah.
thing. We should have also ran away with that win, right? And we should have also had rain on the field. We should have also had better depth. More should have never gone on the field. By the way, I apologize for all the screaming if you could hear that. I apologize. Like it should have. Like these are things that should and should not be happening, right? Zimmerman shouldn't go diving into a tackle on Gareth Bale, right? But the thing is, with Berhalter, nothing's guaranteed. You don't know the starting 11. You don't know the starting plan. You don't know anything. You go into each game guessing, oh, okay, who's gonna start? We got 4 right backs. Who's gonna start? We know who should start. Like Aronson should start at.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna take that back. Aronson. Okay, maybe he should start over McKenny. Maybe he should start over McKenny. But I don't. But realistically, it should be a 4-2-3-1 or a 3-5-2, even a 3-5-2. Why not? Like it's insanity that Reina is not seen as good enough. He's a generational American talent. Why? Oh, why is Reina not playing?
Wow. Watch, you're gonna come out with the song. Why, oh why is Raina not starting?
I don't have the voice. I have the voice to scream at Berhalter. I don't have this. I don't have the voice to sing. And the thing is, right, like when his contract gets renewed, I'm talking about Berhalter. When his contract gets renewed, I will be at the LA Galaxy. Say, I'm gonna organize a strike, bro. Like everybody, get your signs ready because,
We're gonna cause anarchy.
bro, you know who's gonna be at that friendly too? I know. I can tell you exactly who's gonna be at the friendly.
Who?
Ariola's gonna start. Zardes is gonna start. Leget's gonna start. Yedlin is gonna start. Uh,
Zardes.
Dude, Zardes is not the only reason. The only reason why Zardes is not here at this World Cup is because it is way too obvious that Zardes does not deserve to be at a World Cup. Like it's too obvious. Just
He
like it's
didn't
too.
deserve to play for the national team at all.
Well, he shouldn't. That's the thing. But again, with Berhalter, it's like what shouldn't be happening does happen, and what should happen doesn't.
Because I say so. Oh my god, he's so dramatic. Like, mm-mm.
It sucks being an American fan trying to bring in more Americans into the mix because I don't blame them for not wanting to commit to the U.S. The team sucks under Berhalter. The players don't. The players are great. We got good players. We got players in the Champions League for God's sake. I mean, had players in the Champions League. Just have. Oh no, actually, no. We got Pulisic still in it. I think Des might still be in it. Might. I haven't checked the Champions League standings in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much it. No, that's pretty much it. I'm just. I'm just. I'm at a loss for words, and I'm not even gonna touch on Mexico because A, I don't really care about Mexico, and B, like they're going home too, but with the worst squad. How has
Okay,
Linus
you know
not made?
what?
How has Linus not made the squad? How? Like I want Mexico to succeed, make no mistake about it, but like
Mm-hmm.
you know how we said it's too obvious to not bring Zardes. It's too obvious to like it's not a question. Linus is is a much better option off the bench than Antuña is.
Oh yeah, I like
He's
how
better.
when like you told me. I like when you told me the news. You were like, Susie, do you want the good news or do you want the bad news? And I was like, just start with the bad
Yes,
news. And you were like, yeah.
yes, Luna. Do you want the good news or the bad
Um,
news?
yeah,
You're really bad at being off the grid.
I know. I know.
It's all good.
But yeah, it was funny. Just like I was like, what are you gonna tell me? Like, I thought it was actually something bad that you did, which is funny.
You don't think Linus being off the roster is not a bad thing after all?
Oh, I know. I definitely think, but my mind didn't go into that. It's my mind. If you ever call me and tell me I have good news or bad news, I'm like, what did you do? It's never gonna be like, oh, what else could it be? No, it's always gonna be like, what did you do? What did you do?
I didn't do anything, bro. All I did was report. All I did was report on Mexico not taking their one of their best attackers, even if he can't
I
finish, which
know.
can if you look at the Nations League final.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't bring Antuña had his moment, and he's done. Like he should have never been called up ever again.
Yeah, yeah. Literally, the moment when you told me that, I was like, I'm done. I'm done. No longer associating myself with the Mexican side. You know, it's
Is that to imply that if Mexico brings their best stars again, that you will go back to the Mexican side?
no, because they can't do
Because
jack shit. How many World Cups has it been where they have the curse where they can't break it? It's just like there's no point because they don't use them to their best abilities. Sometimes it might be the coach's fault. Right now, like I don't like that. They should bring Almeida. Literally, I am telling you,
I don't.
There'd be
Okay,
so much
hear me
good
out.
things with Almeida. He's a god in our eyes for the Mexican.
But hear me out though. Is it Tata's fault or is it the Federation's fault? Because doesn't the Federation, according to older Mexican people, aren't the isn't the Federation made of all club representatives in Mexico?
Yes.
So if the Federation is telling Tata who to pick, is it really Tata's fault?
He should stand up for like this. If he knows that he should, he cannot be so dumb to think that this team that he has right now is gonna make it out. Literally, I've been like,
I don't think he believes it either. To be fair to Tata, I'm gonna be honest.
yeah,
But
and
look,
I feel like Almeida can stand up to the Federation. Granted, that might get him to get kicked out, but it would be good to have someone who's realistic enough to be like, this is wrong. This team is not going to make it. Let me bring in the players who I think will make it. And I like
you
how
know,
he's able to adjust.
what's funny is that what's funny is Chicharito may be finished, but I don't think he's finished to the point where he can't be called up.
Exactly. Dude, and I think if any coach had the chance of convincing Chicharito to come back, I'd put my money on Almeida.
Well, it's not about convincing. He'll accept the call. I know that much,
I don't think
right?
so because because of that problem with the federation that he had.
Not Federation. I think it's the coach. Like I don't think
Mm,
Chicharito's problems with the Federation would ever go to the point where he wouldn't just accept a call up. I don't think that that's the case. Maybe I got my image of him wrong. Maybe I don't know. But if your three strikers were going to be Henry Martin, Funes Mori, and Raul Jimenez, two of those can't do shit. What? Like,
yeah, literally, I saw the game. Disappointing. I was like watching TikToks, like unless commentators were screaming, like I wasn't paying attention to the game.
I mean, we got to talk about how disappointing Poland was too. To be fair,
I know
oh,
they had like so many tall players. I was like, they're bound to score on us.
what the hell are you talking about? You sound like an American. Oh, they have top players, therefore they must be good.
No, but they seem basically the commentators were talking about the history of some of the new players. Their defense who was it was his first time in the World Cup, but he was very promising. There was one, I think the main striker, he yeah, he was like the top scorer in the Premier League. So I was just like, oh, okay, they have good players. They're bound to score, and
Well,
they did not.
yes and no, right? Poland is always like Poland in the soccer world are the pretenders of every major tournament they've ever been part of. I've never seen Poland do anything noteworthy. They're like okay, let me put it this way. They're like if Mexico showed up to the Gold Cup and did nothing every time with good players and everything, you still can't make it. Eesh, you know, like I'm pretty sure the soccer world sees Poland the same way they see America, except with good players.
Yeah.
I'm just I'm at a loss, and like I said, I'm not backing down from this. USA are going home.
Oh yeah.
We're going home, right? And the funny thing is that I would forgive all of this, right? If Berhalter wasn't our coach, if it had been anyone else except for Bruce Arena, because Bruce Arena is an idiot. And oh my god, in fact, I've been right about every coach I've ever protested. When Bruce Arena was announced as head coach in 2017, I knew that we were not going to the World Cup. I knew it. Like I knew he would lead us to failure, and especially when his first call ups were Zardes and Legit to the national team, and those were seen as like big call ups at the moment in time. I
Mm.
I I was like, oh great. You know how I remember that being like one of his first call ups because Becky G posted it on her Instagram how she was proud of Sebastian Legit for all the hard work he's doing.
Aw.
Hard work, bro. Like you had no options.
He had no other option better than to put in that hard work.
Like
Oh,
no,
that's
we
funny.
didn't have any better options, bro. Like who else was gonna go to the World Cup if we made it in 2018, which we didn't because I was right about Bruce Arena. I was right. I mean, I guess he could have played Clint Dempsey at the wing, but he didn't really do much. He was at that point. He was like what 35 years old at that point.
Oof.
I'm just saying, man. Like it just. I'm glad we didn't go to the 2018 World Cup because I think it would have been more embarrassing to go than to not go. Because
Mhm.
then you would have taken Clint Dempsey and a very aging Clint Dempsey, a very aging Michael Bradley, a very terrible Sebastian Lletget, who never got better. He just stayed who he was. Zardes would have gone to a World Cup, and I don't think my mental health could have standed that.
Oh no.
And I
Yeah.
just
I
I
wonder. I,
look. Oh my god! What a sad day
I
that
wonder
was.
if the I wonder if the U.S. is gonna start having a curse like Mexico does.
Yeah, the curse is Greg. That is our curse. We
Oh,
don't
the
need an
long-lasting curse of
invisible.
Greg.
We don't need an invisible force to hold us back. We have a physical force that holds us back.
I feel so stupid for being like a Mexico supporter for so long, and I was never told about the curse. Like not once did my dad was like, "Oh yeah, just to let you know, Mexico has a curse." Just no. He let me live with the hope that we were so good enough at some point that we were gonna make it so fucking far.
Like past Mexico teams have been better than this one, far better. There was no reason to think that we couldn't, and I say we because I wasn't a Mexico fan at that time. There was no
Mhm.
reason to think that Mexico couldn't have gone into the fifth game. Like there was really no reason to not think that. You took Vela to the last World Cup. Chicharito was there. Lozano was there. Herrera, that was Herrera's and Guardado's last dance. There was really no reason to believe that you couldn't make it past. And I think, and I will maintain, 2014 was Mexico's World Cup if they could have beat Holland. Do I think that they would have won the World Cup? No, but I do think that that would have been definitely a World Cup to remember. And
Yeah.
then, but the only thing you think of when you think of the 2014 World Cup is Arjen Robben flopping, and I never forgave him for it.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know what's funny? I hate to slander Guatemala in this, but like I remember when my mom was like, I know that feeling. I'm like, how? Guatemala doesn't go to the World Cup. You guys meet standards in not qualifying. Like, what do you mean you know my pain?
Have they ever gone to a World Cup?
Yeah, no, dude. The only blue
Okay.
and white country to go to the World Cup in from Central America is Honduras.
Really?
Which fair play to them, right? Because but then again, Honduras just look like they didn't belong. When you get that giant H as your badge, you just don't look like you belong.
Mm.
Like Guatemala, man.
Mm.
At least they're going to the U20 World Cup when they knocked Mexico out. That was pretty funny. That was hilarious. You know what's fun? Why are you offended? I thought you weren't a Mexico fan no more.
No, I'm not a Mexico fan anymore. I just hate that memory because I feel like a dad. I felt like a dad in that moment. That's just like that's the ultimate disappointment that my kid could have given me.
Why? If you're not a Mexico fan, that shouldn't disappoint you. You just be laughing like me.
No, now I laugh, but back then that memory that I had, I was like,
You know what's funny about that is that Guatemala did not deserve to win that game. They really didn't. Like the Guatemala looked like a bunch of academy kids that were pretending to be pros. That's exactly what they look like.
oh.
Like they
But hey,
tried dribbling, like the immature decision making. You could tell that these players have never played a professional minute, and the
mm-hmm.
fact that Mexico was able to just go after them time and time again and protect. Did they go into extra time? They did, right? They went to penalties, if I remember correctly.
They did go into penalties. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then that Guatemalan keeper absolutely destroyed Mexico's hope and dreams.
You know what? I feel good. Like now, Mexico make changes better. Like, even if you do get better, I'm
Bring
not
back,
gonna support you.
bring
But
back
man, you
relegation.
do like
Like
the
that's
USA 20 team, chef's kiss, chef's kiss.
bro. Like bring back. Like the best thing Liga MX can do is bring back promotion relegation. That is the best thing they can do for themselves. Like
Yeah.
that's really it. I can't because is it not shocking that, or isn't it shocking that they got, when did they get rid of relegation? I want to say 2018, shortly after 2018, they got rid of
Yeah,
relegation and promotion.
sounds
And
about
4 years
right.
later, their team is so much worse for it. Shocking, right?
Touche.
And I think what I hated the most, right, was Mexico players started being very overpriced. Like Jurgen Damm was not worth what 8 million that they were charging. He was worth like 4. I would have never
Shit.
paid more than that.
How much is Chicharito like worth? I wonder.
I forgot. I know he moved to West Ham for like 10 million pounds or something like that. I'm not too sure.
Shit. That's a
Well,
lot.
I mean, he's not worth a lot because he's just a poacher. Like he's got decent technique, but he's not like a Vela. He's not even like a Linus. He's not a dribbler.
Mm-hmm.
He's got technique, sure, because Mexican players always have technique, but he's not your dribbler. He's a great fox in the box, and that's how he made his
Yeah.
career. It was really good. Like he was undeniable quality. Even for Real Madrid, he scored some goals. Manchester United, he scored 59 goals in total, not comps.
Oof.
Like he scored a hat trick. He scored a lot of goals for Bayer Leverkusen. Like he was on fire in Germany. He kind of failed at West Ham. Sevilla didn't want him, and so he finds himself at a Galaxy where he flopped 2 goals in his first ever season in the MLS, which was bad, horrible. But he redeemed himself. Like I can't not lie, he redeemed himself. I don't like Chicharito's a player that I'm always going to defend in my life because like the man just is overhated for no reason.
Mhm.
Like why do people hate him so much? I don't understand. Now
Man.
there is that accusation of him beating up his girlfriend allegedly. I don't know, man. Like I know nothing. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna leave that in the legal space. But if that's the reason he gets criticized, then I don't know. I'm just gonna leave that alone. Allegedly, I gotta say it. Allegedly. Okay, but I still think that Mexico would have. I'm telling you, if Mexico called him up for the Nations League and the Gold Cup Finals, they would have never lost. They would have
Oh yeah.
killed the U.S. on finishing attacks. And I don't care that he's old and the Mexico needs to prepare for the future. Mexico has no future striker. Santi Jimenez is the only one.
And why are they criticizing people for being old? How old is Memo? Like almost 40? I mean, they're still
I mean,
using him, but
he does get criticized too, to be fair. But the thing is that Mamo's gonna have an unbelievable World Cup again, like he always does. So he'll be fine.
Santo Memo. Like, have you seen those memes? They're starting to post them now. It's just like Santo Memo, and I'm like,
That doesn't save them. Like
oh
Saudi,
no.
like Saudi. I don't think it's Poland. Can you imagine if Saudi Arabia gets out of the group and they go to the round of 16? Can you imagine if Saudi Arabia gets out of the group?
I'm gonna
Ah,
be shocked. I'm gonna be
me
shocked, but I'm
too.
just gonna be like, well, it's Mexico. It's
But I'm gonna be
Mexico. Like, oh
I'm
yeah,
gonna
of
be laughing
course.
at Poland. I'm gonna be laughing at Poland like again, bro. Pretenders, complete pretenders. Now it's very
Mm,
early to say who's gonna go through and who isn't. USA could go through. I don't believe. I really don't. Not in the team.
no, Holland. I mean, yeah, we believe in the team. We just don't believe in the coach. And
We all like.
unfortunately, the coach has a lot to do with the team.
Can you
So
imagine if he comes off the bench and scores like hat tricks and scores a hat trick and then gets 2 assists?
against England,
Uh, No, against anybody, like against Iran. And can you imagine? Can you imagine if Reina just comes off and just puts on the game of his life? I could see it happening.
Greg's still gonna be like, nah, like he's still not gonna be starter. He's not starter
Oh
quality enough.
no! What's gonna happen is he's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, well, I didn't know Reina had it in him, bro. We all did. Dortmund knows. If Dortmund knows, you should know. Like, does Greg
For
watch?
real.
Does he watch soccer at all?
I don't think it does. I don't
I
think it
don't think he does either. I legitimately think this man plays FIFA like all day and goes, "Oh yes, Reina can play right wing."
Oh, he can, huh? I did not know he could do that. Man, you know who I have more faith in? The Greg
Who?
Berhalter?
Who?
Ted Lasso.
I would
Ted Lasso.
gladly bring Jason Sudeikis to coach this team. I guarantee you,
Same.
this like Ted Lasso would do a much better job.
And the
Dude, I
positivity
would
he
do a
would
better
bring.
job than Greg. You and I would do better jobs than Greg. Like,
Ooh,
it's
hell
over.
yeah. That's how offensive it is. That you and I, you with more knowledge than I do, and but shit, I could use that. I could use Mexican, that Mexican, side of me could go in,
Beneficial that is considering how terrible Mexico's doing right now.
Oh no, but not like not no. We'd use your tactics, but my
I'll just call Pete and Filippo. Yeah, they could do the tactics for me. I'll just be the guy that talks to the media.
call Ted too. Call Ted too, just in case.
Call Jason Sudeikis, just get him on the phone. Like, hey, bro, like, what would you say in this situation?
What
No,
the
just Council
bro?
of America. Listen, Marsh on the phone, get Jason Sudeikis on the phone, get Pete and Filippo on the phone as well.
Get Ryan Reynolds. Doesn't Ryan Reynolds also have a team? He doesn't he
Rex,
own a team?
yeah, Wrexham in I think the fifth division of English soccer, if I'm not mistaken. Wrexham United.
Get him too. Get him too.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised. Who's gonna finish bottom? Who do you think is gonna finish bottom? Do you think? I mean, obviously Iran. Okay, who finishes third? Right. Let's be real. Let's go through the matches. Right.
Okay.
Does USA actually go out of the group stage?
I'm gonna say 60-40. 60 that they do, 40% that they don't.
I'm the opposite. I want to believe. I really want to believe that the players will pull through, but there's only so much the players can do before they piss off Greg and they're yanked off the field. No pun intended.
All right.
And like, I believe that the players can do it. What happens when Pulisic is yanked off and Morris takes his place? What happens when Giovanni Reina comes in and then comes off because he's not following tactics and Christian Roldan takes his place on the field? I just I don't know. I want to believe. I want to believe that we'll go through to the second round, and that's where our journey will end. But I can't see it. Objectively speaking, I can't see it. I can't see Greg getting it right in any of these following games.
That's for
Mexico,
sure.
they're good as gone. See ya.
Yeah. Let's see, who is it? Argentina, Mexico is in the group with Argentina, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Poland.
That's
That's
it.
my
Argentina are going to go through. That's
Argentina.
not a question.
Uh,
They're going, but who
yeah.
goes with them? Does Saudi Arabia pull the upset of the century and go through to the second round? Maybe not. I don't think so.
I feel like maybe Poland. Maybe.
I don't know. That pretenders record is just too much to ignore.
Maybe it's like 50-50 with Mexico too. But
It really is. No, Mexico's going home. I know that for a fact. Like Tata
all
Martino
right.
really Henry Martin and Funes Mori are the answers to everything. Like I just don't believe it for a damn second that we're going home. I know the audio's pretty mad, isn't it? I can't wait for this to.
Just to let just to let everyone know, it's his brother.
Yeah.
It's not an animal in distress.
Okay, that's fucked up.
No, it sounds like a cat having the tail like pressed like what's it called? Stomped on multiple times. When he
Trump.
screams like that, it's funny.
Like man, I ain't gonna say anything. But I don't know, man. Like, dude, Mexico's going home. I know that much. But I have a little bit of hope for USA, but not much. Not much. With Greg at the if Jesse Marshall's at the wheel, okay, yeah, we're gonna fail, but we're gonna fail spectacularly. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Greg, we're gonna go home playing the most predictable and boring soccer anyone's ever seen. The only thing that makes it exciting is the players want to not get embarrassed. Like I don't really care what the
Yeah.
English think, me personally, right? But I don't want to go another 4 years getting laughed at for what exactly? Like because we're not because our coach is terrible. Like Guatemala's terrible because they're genuinely terrible. Like the players are not that good, and clearly their soccer government doesn't really care about them, right? Like I know
Mm,
Guatemala. I watch some of their games. They're just not good. You know, it's not as if like the coach is trying everything. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not as if like the players are giving everything and the coach is not good. Guatemala's showing signs. They are showing some signs, but it means nothing if they can't put it together. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like Guatemala's next hope is that they can just naturalize or get a bunch of dual nationals to come to commit to them, build off of that. But I don't think it's gonna happen. I just I can't see it. Also, I want to point out that Christian Roldan was being called up by El Salvador, and before that, he had never been called up to the U.S. in a while. Christian Roldan gets a call by El Salvador. Greg wets his pants and calls him back up to for the Gold Cup. Embarrassing.
Really?
Embarrassing. Yeah. If I remember correctly, that's how it went down. If I remember correctly, I heard because
Huh.
Alex Roldan, his brother, plays for El Salvador, so that means that there might have been some contact by El Salvador.
Interesting.
But I do remember he was being called up. I don't remember if that's the reason he ended up getting called up again, but it's an interesting theory. You know what I mean? Allegedly.
It is very interesting. You never told me that, huh?
I mean, it was a popular theory. I don't know if it's actually true or not. Allegedly, but I'm just tired. I'm tired of Greg. Greg gotta go. Greg needs to go. That's like the moral of this video. Greg needs to go, and I want this fool gone. I can't take it no more, man. I can't take it no more.
You know what we should do?
What?
We should we should take Ted Lasso's suggestions. Be like a goldfish. Goldfish have a 10-second memory.
You're just gonna see another like every 10 seconds. You're just gonna. That's worse because then like every 10 seconds you're confused on why the hell the USA is so terrible in tactics.
But
So
then
you're
10 seconds later, you forget.
you no, but yeah, but then you just keep remembering. That's like forgetting what the worst food on the planet is just to be forced to eat it again.
Okay, yeah, never mind.
No, that doesn't help anything.
No, yeah, no, it does.
But yeah, I got nothing more to say. I've said what I needed to say. And honestly, like after what this channel's been inactive for like. By the way, the reason why we've been inactive is because school. That's really it.
School and work.
School and work. That's really it. It's surprising how much school just completely fills up your schedule. Especially since I go to
Mm.
school in another city. Like that's insane. So yeah.
Yeah.
Any parting words for you?
Oh well, I just saw an Instagram post that says Twitter when
US,
England plays USA on Friday. Here, that
is
seems
it
like
the USMT? Is the USMT only post?
yep.
Hang on. World Cup opener Sunday between Qatar and Ecuador on the Telemundo. Peacock drew 4 million. Hey, I was one of them. Peacock drew 4 million viewers and 164% increase in 2018 opener. Fox Sports 1 drew 3.1 million. Oh, nobody cares about that. Anyway, all right. I'm gonna end the live. I got work in 2 hours, or 2.5 hours. So I'm gonna call it there. No one's gonna watch this, but that's okay because if you and I are gonna have extensive conversations about soccer, we might as well put it on YouTube, right?
Might as
Might as
well.
well have some fun with it.
Yeah.
All right, then we don't have an intro or an outro. We just talk until we're done. So we're done. Uh, no one's gonna watch this, and if you do, sorry if we blew your
Thank you.
ears.
Sorry, and thank you for watching.
Now we sound like proper YouTubers. Now we sound like California people. I mean, we are fair enough, but
We
like,
are from California. Who else are we
are we gonna
supposed
be
to
like,
sound like?
hit that subscribe button, guys? Get
Oh
the
God,
hype.
no, no,
Oh
no.
my
If
god,
if if
I want to
one
kill
starts,
myself.
if one of us ends it like that, the other person has permission to slap the other that person that said it.
You need a step ladder to slap me, bro. Don't even go there.
I'll just jump and be like, okay. I'll find a way. There's a will, there's a way.
Gonna climb the turnbuckle and just slap me from the top. All right, I'm gonna end it
That
here.
would be
All
funny.
right, any parting words for you?
just don't expect
Dual-Nat
the USA
liquid,
and Mexico to get far.
Dual-Nat liquid, bro. We back and we better than ever. We're not better, but we're back. We're back. Yay.
We're not better.
I mean, we're really not. I mean, that's it. Do you want to do like we don't know how much we're going to be streaming a day. I mean, we both got the next few days off, so not much to say here.
If we got nothing else to do, we might as well stream.
Do you want to make it like a daily thing? We can talk about it, but
Yeah.
if we're going to talk about soccer, we might as well just stream it or podcast it. Voice crack.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Are you going through puberty again?
Bro, it's that late growth, bro. If I get another growth spurt, I better hit 5'11". I want to hit 5'11". I'm 5'10" for the record. I'm 5'10" for the record, but an extra inch never hurts. That's what he said, and she said. That's what they both said.
That's what I would say. That's what I said because I need to grow taller. Like for anyone who doesn't know.
I'm glad you said that because the first part of that sentence sounded really bad.
Yeah. Like, for anyone that wants to know, I am 4'11". I am short as hell. I need to get into the 5 foot range.
But I mean, you're already there. You just wear high heels, we'll be fine. Anyway, bro, is that why you wear Doc Martens? Because you just want to look taller?
No, I like them because they look good with the outfit that I choose.
Your nose should grow right now because Doc Martens don't look good.
Excuse me? That we'll talk about that in another streaming video.
Bro, like I low-key feel you're not just gonna make like this stream, like this channel, whatever we want. Yeah, we're dual nationals. I mean, you're a dual national. I identify as American, but like me personally, right? It's just one of those things where whatever we stream, but it's mostly soccer. It's mostly going to be about soccer, like if not all. And on Friday, we're either going to be super depressed or super shocked. There's no in between.
And well, I'm a therapist.
Well, because again, like I don't expect USA to do anything in this World Cup with Greg. If it was another coach, okay, sure. By the way, we're gonna end it like this. Who do you want to take over the US after Greg leaves? If he leaves.
Okay. I don't know many American coaches, so I'm gonna only go with the one that I know.
Doesn't have to be American.
Jesse. Oh, it doesn't.
No.
Well, I have two options.
My pick is not American.
Okay. Oh, okay, fine. I have three. I have three.
I have two.
First one, Julian Lagosman. From what you've told me.
Yeah, let's go. He'll never choose the US, but I love Julian Lagosman.
Yeah, but if I was being, if we're living in my dream world, Julian Lagosman, that would be number one. Number two, Almeida. Number three, Jesse Marsh. Those would be my top three.
Interesting. So my top two are obviously number two, the man, the myth, the legend, the man who founded Leeds United States of America, Jesse Marsh. I love his pressing system. He's limited, but like that press is unreal. But then again,
by the way, I still need to get a Leeds shirt.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Anyway, but at first, I think he's still available, and I hope if he's still available when we're looking for a new coach, we better contact him. Oh my God, USA!
Drum roll! Who is it?
Joachim Low, Germany 2014 World Cup winner, Joachim Low, or Joachim Low, if you want to say it like that.
All right, shit. I'm gonna trust you because you're the one that knows most of the coaches as well.
Aside from the tactics and all, you're gonna get a bunch of entertainment when he inevitably touches his ball sack during the middle of a game. No, admittedly that is disgusting, but like, nah, come on, bro, like, come on.
Joachim Low does that?
Oh, you haven't seen the memes of Joe?
Obviously not. No. Do you not see my shock reaction? Oh God, no.
We're gonna watch it afterwards. All right, then. I'm gonna call it here.
All right.
Dual-Nat delinquents. We're back. What?
Woo!